the Quebec Nordiques, a team with a great history and some great players, like Michael Galot, Joe Sakic, Matt Sundin, Marion, Anton, and Peter Stastny. But now it's time to rewrite history and make sure that Quebec Nordiques stay forever. The Quebec Nordiques are back, motherfuckers! Yes, everybody, this is true. The Quebec Nordiques are back, and I'm very happy to say that, as today will be the very first episode of my Quebec Nordiques franchise mode. I'm very excited to say that. I'm very excited to get it going, as we're going to be doing a big expansion draft today. It'll just be an absolutely insane video. I'm excited to bring them back, and excited to rewrite the history for the Quebec Nordiques and start new for this team and bring them a Stanley Cup, which this team has been waiting for years and years on end. As before we get into the expansion draft and all that, I'm going to be showing you guys the arena, everything that is in it, the full tutorial. Not really a tutorial, but a full showing of everything. As you guys can see here, I put in Nordiques. I didn't really put anything for like team prestige or market size. I didn't feel like I needed to do any of that. But here's the new logo. I put that, like, I was looking online and I seen actually that, not with the swords, but with something else. I thought that would be kind of a cool thing for like an alternate jersey. And of course, the old Quebec Nordiques jersey will be making its return. It's a new regenerized jersey, as you guys can see there. It looks very nice, and I'm excited to play with it. I'm very excited just to get everything started with the Quebec Nordiques. As you guys can see, the away jersey looks also very beautiful. Also, that white just blends in perfectly. And the beautiful alternate jersey, as I can't speak right now, looks also very nice. I put a lot of work into this, man. It's been a long time, and I'm excited to upload it tonight, get it uploaded, and get this shit finished, because, man, this is going to be an exciting GM mode. I'm very excited to get everything started, bring back the Quebec Nordiques, and make some new legends here in Quebec. As you guys can see, I edited practically everything. The seats, the whole arena, the whole 9 yards I went. And this is kind of like my very first time also like editing everything. Here's the face-off circle, which looks actually half decent. Doesn't look too bad for the Quebec Nordiques. I thought that would look pretty cool with the little big circle in there. Seats are blue and red. I didn't give you guys like a full showing, but when we the very first game of the year, which I will be showing you guys, that will be our very first game. But here is the rink and everything. I'm very excited, man, to get everything started. So it's exciting, man. I'm excited to get this shit started. I'm gonna say exciting a lot because I'm very excited. I edited a nice montage for you guys together, so hopefully you like that. So let's get right into the video. So as you guys can see, there is now, of course, expansion drafts. You could do the Vegas Gold Knights, or you can make your own, which I'm very excited. Like, overall, the expansion draft thing is probably the coolest thing I have seen in a while. It's that thing that we've been wanting for a while, and I'm very excited to get just everything started. with the Quebec Nordiques and put them back in the NHL. Now, I had to do a little bit of readjusting to the standings and everything with the way that it had to go. I'm going to keep our affiliate as the Burnaby Aces. I don't feel like making another team. So, excuse me, fuck. So, it's saying to me that I have to go in the Central Division, but you don't actually have to. You can swap your team out for any other team. So, I was taking a look at the map and see what team would be mathematically right to put in the Central Division. And I thought the Detroit Red Wings, they're the closest team, closest to the Chicago Blackhawks. Quebec Nordiques are deeper in the Atlantic, so the Quebec Nordiques will be an Eastern Conference team, which I'm very excited for. So let's just jump right into this. So we're going to turn off owner mode. Of course, owner mode is just an overall pain in the ass. I've never really used it, but I've looked at it. It's just overall a pain in the ass. So those are the only two things on. Player morale just overall fucks up the simulation. I've noticed over the past couple of years that team chemistry just overall fucks everything up. You could have one of the best teams in the league, but yet you won't make it to the playoffs. So I think medium, everything should still be the same that I like. Gameplay sliders, the only thing I touch for gameplay sliders are the injuries, and I turn that down to about 20. If you have any other preferences, please tell me down in the comments if you want me to change that slider, or do you think this is too low. Tell me in the comments. I'll take any of you guys' suggestions, and I'll think about it too. So the Quebec Nordiques, let's jump right into this. So I've already planned and built a team for the Quebec Nordiques. I actually went through, I think yesterday, and built my team of all the players that I wanted. And I gotta say, it's actually a really deep defense core. I think the one problem we're gonna have is our forward core that we're gonna be struggling with. I think that's the only thing we're going to have to worry about is our forward core. So, that's, I think, like, everything else, I think we should be fine with. We got Jonas Korpisalo, which I'm going to be picking. Hopefully should still be open. Either that or Sergei Bobrovsky. They have to either pick one or either or. So, now, I was thinking maybe we could do negotiations. And that's the one thing that I wish they would do is do, like, the negotiations and shit. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we get the draft order should be coming up. So we got Vancouver picking first, the New York Rangers picking second, third Florida, fourth Colorado. We are picking fifth. So pretty happy with the pick. When I was actually picking my team, I got 6. So that's one better pick than last time. So let's begin this expansion draft, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pick our team. We're going to go in alphabetical order, and I'm going to tell you guys why I picked this player, so on and so forth. So, first up, the Anaheim Ducks. I was actually thinking of Josh Manson at first, but I'm like, you know what? The better guy would be Sammy Benson, locked up for 4 years. And he's going to have a nice effect on our salary cap, which we are definitely going to need some salary cap players in Sammy Benson. And perfect guy to have. A guy who you could trade away or you could possibly keep for right now to have keep your team a little bit competitive. Arizona, we're going to take a player off of their contract books, and that's Jamie McGinn, making $3.335 at 3 years. I didn't see anybody else. Like there was Bamistrov and some goaltenders in Chad Johnson and Lewis, but we didn't really need any of that. So Jamie McGinn was kind of like that guy that would be a perfect third liner, even second liner probably for the team. Now, there wasn't really anybody for forwards here in Boston. Barely anybody. There's no prospects, no nothing special. But there's one guy that is special, and that's Malcolm Subban. He's a nice goaltender. Like, how would you not ignore Malcolm Subban? Medium starter, nice little prospect goalie for the team. Nice backup if you're going to be playing him. Then I decided to also pick Zach Bogosian. The reason why, there wasn't really anything else that was really nice except for Zach Bogosian on the team. And they probably want to get rid of his contract. Zach Bogosian, not the best defenseman in the world. It would be nice to get rid of his contract from the team. Now, here in Calgary, I was actually thinking about picking up Troy Brouwer for 4 years at 4.5. I was actually thinking of doing that, but I've seen some better players, and that was Emile Poirier, the 22-year-old at 73 overall, a two-way forward. Nice. You'd be a perfect third liner for the team, I think, in my mind. You got 4 great picks. as Emilie Poirier. So overall, like this team here in Quebec is going to be garbage. I didn't base it off of where they were born, but a lot of the players are going to look a little bit of French, and that's what I kind of want to mainly focus on also for every draft that we go into, is that French people. We are going to build this team from French people, and everybody that I've kind of picked too, surprisingly, are a little bit of like a French name. Probably not, but some of them are American, some of them are French. And we do want to kind of base this team from Russians and French people. We just want to really scout so much in the QMJHL and the European leagues and try to make this team one of the best teams in the league, of course. Vili Polka, and then, so yeah, of course, going back now. Vili Polka, Phil Giuseppe. Really didn't have anything there in Carolina, so I just picked him. Vili Polka. I was thinking of picking Marcus Kruger up, but I'm like, no, Vili Polka would be a perfect guy for the team. Medium top 4 defenseman. Could definitely be a future prospect here in Quebec. Also, I decided to go with Carl Soderberg. I don't think there was really anything else nice here in Colorado. There was nothing for goaltenders, and really there was really nothing else for prospects unless you went with Matt Nieto. And I decided that we need another big contract, something, and he's a nice centerman. Like, he's not a total fucking bust of a guy. Now, this is where it gets fun. I think this is the best pick so far from the draft, and that's Jonas Korpisalo, a medium elite beast of a goaltender that gets so good that to the point where Columbus needs to trade him because they have Sergei Bobrovsky. So Jonas Korpisalo will be coming to the Quebec Nordiques. That will be our starting goalie for the future. And then I'd say I'd go with Anton Roussel. And then from Detroit, I wanted another contract player. I think at first I went with Jonathan Ericsson, but then I didn't know. I noticed that we didn't have any goaltenders. Once I kind of went through the whole draft, I decided to go with Jimmy Howard instead. Get him off the books there in Detroit. And 5.2, they need more money there in Detroit. Perfect player to get on the team. Next up in Edmonton, I went with my boy Benoit Pouliot at $4 million for 3 years. Another contract guy. What I really tried to do with this team here in Quebec was build a team that could be a little bit competitive, but also I picked up a little prospect while I was drafting along the way. Jason Nemir's a guy that we could trade away. 4.5 is a tradable contract. But plus, like, I take a look, I could have drafted Petrovic, right? Totally could have. But you take a look, man, fucking Jason Nemir's is going to have a lot more trade value and probably could get you like a medium top 4 defenseman for the future. And probably the other best pick in this draft is, of course, Alec Martinez. One of the nicest contracts right now. $4 million for the next 5 years. A guy that I would love to kind of trade away right away. Next up, you got Minnesota, and probably not like a great prospect for the team. And this was a right away guy. I didn't look at too much at the team, but yeah, I got Jason Zucker, but nowhere near to what you're getting in and Jonas Brodin, a low elite player that could turn out to be like a 90 overall player for your team. Possibly, if you're going to be giving him the right ice time and doing the right stuff with Jonas Brodin, he could be that top 2 defenseman that the Quebec Nordiques need here, here in fucking Quebec. So also from Montreal, he really didn't have very much. You could have went with Andrew Shaw or anybody else. I don't think they had very many goals. No, they had Al Matoya. So I went with Philippe Deneau, nice centerman. Probably will be our first line centerman since we don't got very many centermans to really play with this year. And now from the New York Islanders, we picked Ryan Pulock, a low top 4 defenseman, best pick there from the New York Islanders. And this is the funny thing, like the best thing right now about this expansion draft is that we're gonna have one of the bolstered fucking defensive cores in the league. We got a medium elite goaltender, we got Jonas Brodin, low elite. You got Vili Polka, you got Polak, you got defensemen like from the left and right, Sammy Ventanen, and just so many people for this team. It's unbelievable what we got here in Quebec. It's just fucking unbelievable. Next from the New York Rangers, we also get a really nice prospect forwardly for Matt Pimple, left wing sniper. Definitely a guy to look forward to in the later future. And then we pick up another defenseman in Matthias Ekholm, another guy that we will definitely be trading away here at this draft, and picking up some more prospects for the team. Then I decided from the New Jersey Devils, I decided to pick Devontae Smith-Pelly, the best pick from the New Jersey Devils, and also it takes away a little bit of the salary cap that you don't want on the team, right? From Ottawa, I picked Ryan Dzingel, another nice young player, medium top 9. I'm pretty sure he's 25 years old. I don't think he'll develop very much more than what he is now, but it's a nice guy to have for a third liner, right? Like, look at those defensive statistics. 83 for his defensive awareness and 80 and 84. It'd be a nice guy to have a good for that penalty killing. Give him some penalty kill time for here in Quebec. Then in Philly, we decided to go with Scott Lawton. 23 years old, medium top 9, kind of the exact same thing as Ryan Dzingel, but younger, and a guy that we can look forward to for a third line guy. Then from Pittsburgh, we decided to go for another defenseman, and that's the young man Brian Dumoulin, medium top 4. Maybe another year, but he could probably turn out to be I think he turned out to be an 83, 84 in my past GM mode experiences. So he's a pretty decent defenseman to have for a team like us, and he might be playing alongside of probably a Jonas Brodin. Next up from the San Jose Sharks, I think this is one of our other good centermans. Actually, I think I might be changing my mind on this draft pick here. I was thinking of going for Melker Karlsson, but I did not see my boy Chris Tierney, 22 years old, top 9. And look at that defensive statistics, man. That's a guy that you could keep for years on end. Chris Tierney, changing on my pick a little bit. And now from the St. Louis Blues, also another nice young prospect for our forward core. High top 9, which is just a beautiful, like, if you find it high anything, you could possibly get an 84 overall, something good, because they could possibly not even turn out to be a good third liner. They could even go higher than just a good third liner. And that's what I'm hoping from Dmitry Yanskin. Then from the Tampa Bay Lightning, I went with Slater Kokachuk. Easy pick, really nothing there in Tampa. Next up, I decided to go with a young Connor Brown. You had to go with this guy. Had to take him away from Toronto. I'm sorry, Toronto, but Connor Brown is coming to the Quebec Nordiques. Then from the Vancouver Canucks, I decided not to go with Brendan Gaunce. I decided to go with another guy named Reed Boucher with a higher potential and probably even a better guy for the team here in Quebec. And who knows, maybe even a guy that might actually turn out to be a pretty good player. Then from the Washington Capitals, I went with Tom Wilson, another young guy that could probably turn out to be something good. And last but not least, Tyler Myers to finish it all off from the Winnipeg Jets. And that will be it, ladies and gentlemen. So this is our team for the Quebec Nordiques. It's an insane team for the Quebec Nordiques. And you got Vantanen, McGinn. I think I'm going to check out the contracts and kind of give you like a depth chart. So let's just load this up. We're not going to send the draft. We're going to do that for the next video. The draft, free agency day, everything will be in the next video. But I will be showing you guys the contracts and everything, showing you guys the depth chart of this team. As we have $13 million left, a pretty good amount of money. So here's your center core. We got Philip Deneau, Carl Soderberg, Chris Tierney, and Ryan Dzingel. I like that, right? You got a veteran for the team who could probably play here for the 4 years on that contract and trade him away maybe on his last year, right? Somebody to keep for a contract, a bad contract, right? Keep them. And all these guys, like, these guys could possibly be our future for the third line. Like, Philip Deneau and Chris Tierney are going to probably be our future for the third line. Same with Dzingel. And that's what I'm really liking about those guys. Anton Roussel, Dmitry Yanskin, Scott Lawton, and Ben Opeliant. These two guys are definitely going to be staying here for the future. Anton Roussel and Ben Opeliant, definitely, they won't be here for very much longer. They will probably be out of here in the next couple seasons. On the right wing, we got Connor Brown, Jamie McGinn, Tom Wilson, and Devontae Smith-Pelly. The only 80 overall we got is Philip Deneau. that's, you know that you got a bad team. I'm probably going to do like a first line of Connor Brown, Dmitry Yanskin, and Philip Deneau. That's probably going to be our first line. Have all the young studs up on our first line. That's what it'll probably be. Defensively now is just loaded. If we had a Stanley Cup team right now, we actually had a decent offense score, we could possibly win the Cup this year. You got Alec Martinez, Jonas Brodin, Matthias Ekholm, Tyler Myers, Sammy Benton, Zach Bogosian, Jason Demers, and Brian Dumoulin. Sorry. So my plan is getting rid of Alec Martinez because he could definitely go to a team and win another cup. You keep Jonas Brodin. I'm thinking maybe you keep Matthias Ekholm because that's a really nice contract, like 3.75 for the next 6 years. Really nice contract to play alongside of Jonas Brodin. You get rid of Tyler Myers. You trade him to a team that could probably win a cup. You maybe keep Sammy Vantanen, but you don't want to keep everybody, right? So we'll put mainly all these guys up on the trading block and see what we can get for offers. Next up, goaltending, we got Jimmy Howard and Jonas Korpisalo. And then in the system, of course, we got Malcolm Subban. I don't think we really got anybody else in the system. We got Reed Boucher, Phil Giuseppe, Ryan Pulak, Matt Pumple, Polka, Kuchek, and Poirier. So we already got a nice prospect pool. I think now it's just our time to start producing and have a good draft. We're drafting 5th overall, and we just need to get that elite forward or defenseman, and you could be looking at a very good team here in the Quebec Nordiques. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. You're going to be seeing a GM mode almost every week. It will not be every day, but every week you guys will be seeing a new video. So I'm excited for the next week, man. I'm hoping this week will fly by so I can record another one of these. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.